What's up? What's up? Welcome to Beyond the Arc with your host, Olisa. Um, hey man, I know I've been missing or non-existent for basically all of the NBA playoffs, but we're here now. You know what they say, better late than never. So better late than never for this channel. Better late than never better late than never for these type of videos when it comes to big game reactions, especially with the NBA playoffs. We got to react to NBA playoffs. If not, what type of fan would I be? But yeah, better late than never. And what was also better late than never was this version of the OKC Thunder showing up. This Thunder team in Game Seven, it looked like the regular season version of the Thunder team that we've been seeing dominate, run up and down on teams, lock down on teams, and that's what we saw against the Nuggets. And it's interesting because they'll have these spurts throughout the series where you'll see this version of the OKC Thunder. You'll see Shea get to his bag, get his buckets. You'll see the defense really make it tough and chaotic for Jokic, especially when he is the focal point of that Nuggets offense, obviously. But what this game highlighted and or just made blaringly obvious is that, man, this Nuggets team and their lack of shooting is just so it's just such a contrast from that 2023 team that won the championship. I mean, they had a lot of timely and consistent shooting, and obviously they had a better version of Jamal Murray that year as well. But you can really see when I mean, it's game seven. Like the teams know each other. There's no more what's going to happen, who, what are we going to do when this, that, and the third happens in the game. Like they know what's going to happen. They know how to execute. They know what they need to do to execute. And so what the Thunder realized is just we just got to make life tough for Jokic, and that's exactly what they did. I mean, if you actually look at the numbers for Jokic, the efficiency his efficiency has been on a steady decline throughout the series. I mean, game one, obviously, he had a great game. Game three, he also had a good game, but pretty much, you can tell that the Thunder were starting to figure them out the more and more they played. And this game seven was like a culmination of um, all that all that strategy, all the time of studying film and actually understanding how to break down this Nuggets offense and Jokic. And again, game seven, he 20 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists for Jokic. But the efficiency, man, is he was obviously bothered by the different looks that OKC was giving him. And I mean, as a Lakers fan, it kind of hurt to see that the one person who ends up being the Jokic stopper is the person that we had on our team, and the bald ego that is Alex Caruso. And he did a he did a fantastic job. It's something I don't. I mean, me personally wouldn't have guessed is put a strong but obviously smaller defensive guard on Jokic, and just have him pester him, move him off his spot, which is I mean, Jokic is obviously a 7 foot Serbian monster, but Caruso very athletic, very strong for his size, and all he did was he just walled up Jokic, and just kept fighting for position. And when you don't allow Jokic to even get the ball, and then when he gets the ball, when you don't allow him to settle in and actually survey the court, um, it's kind of hard. It's going to be hard because not only Caruso's on the court, but you have Lou Dort who's going to be doubling as well. You have Shea and J Dub who are great defenders as guards. My opinion, probably the top five when it comes to shot blocking guards. But obviously they're not the on-ball defenders to the level of your Alex Caruso's and your Lou Dorts, but they're pretty good. Hence why the Thunder has such a high defensive rating throughout the year. So just a combination of all that, and it was so interesting how that's such a different look than what they've been presenting to Jokic throughout the series. The double big lineup with Chet and Hartenstein. I mean, they waited to Game Seven to switch it up. Even remembering they had Jalen Williams coming off the bench to spell some minutes and to give Jokic another look. It's it was almost like they kept this small ball defensive hornet's nest of a defense strategy in their back pocket just for this game seven, and it really worked. It really worked. 7 games. Um, Jokic, man, Jokic. I mean, what can you say? I mean, he might, he probably won't win MVP, but he had one of the best offensive season in the history of the league. So you can't really put this you can't put this second round loss on him. You really kind of have to put it on the, I guess, ex GM that was fired along with Michael Malone, former head coach Mike Malone, because the way this team and this roster was set up is the lack of shooting was just so glaring, and like people thought you would have some shooting with Christian Braun and maybe Peyton Watson, and it turned out, I mean, even Jamal Murray didn't really give them a lot of shooting, which is like, come on, bro, you're the starting shooting guard. You're the playoff riser when it comes to being a co-star to Jokic. Like you got to help him out, but I think that probably says more to do with OKC and their defensive capabilities because they just have so many options to throw at you. Like they have the size, they have the athleticism, they have the switchability, and that proves to be just, I mean, a lot of credit still has to go to the Nuggets to even getting this to 7 games. But I remember talking to my friends, was like, this is OKC in 5, and hey, but Jokic like showed his greatness, even pulling this series to 7 game. But OKC was just a better team, and I mean they waited to get Game 7 to fully show that, but like it really came through. So again, my guy Bald Eagle. I mean, really earned his contract extension that he got halfway through this year. I mean, it's crazy. They brought up Josh Giddey in the broadcast, and you know, Josh Giddey is a excuse me, Josh Giddey is really like versatile playmaker, but like for the way this team was constructed, he obviously didn't have a clear role to be able to effectively bring value and like affect winning for OKC, especially in the playoffs. And yeah, why this is why the Thunder's GM won Executive of the Year between signing Caruso and or trading for Caruso in the offseason and signing Hartenstein. They really solidified what this team could be by adding in those necessary pieces to like essentially make them, I would say, the best available team to win the championship. And I mean that even feels weird to say because like they were by far the best team coming in the regular season, coming out of the regular season. I know Cavaliers had the better. I think yeah, they finished with a better record, but I don't know, man. The Cavaliers is always that got to wait and see for the playoffs type of team. I mean, not to like diminish what they did for the season, but Cavaliers, they or at least the way the Cleveland Cavaliers is constructed or has been constructed the past 2 to 3 years. Um, you know, they tend to fall short when they run into more um how do I put this? I mean, basically teams that are called the Celtics and the Pacers. Teams that, you have Rick Carlisle with the Pacers, which, we're going to get to the final 4 teams, but basically, you have with the Pacers, you have Rick Carlisle, a championship winning coach. You have a deep squad, and you have one of the best offenses in like the past 20 years for what we're seeing in Indianapolis, and what that team has been doing, even over last season as well. So, I mean, it's weird to say, but like other than Donovan Mitchell, like being as dynamic of a player as he's been, the Pacers pretty much was like a better version, at least what we saw in the playoffs, a better version of what the Cavaliers and their profile of a team was. The Cavaliers have always been like, oh, we have a deep roster and we have these 4 great starters and all stars. Um, but like when those players don't show up, or I guess to be fair to the Cavaliers, when they're injured, it's a whole new story, and that's what we saw take place in the East. But let me get back to Alex Caruso, the Ball Eagle. Um, seeing what he did in the bubble, at least even outside the bubble, that whole 2019-2020 season, just all the intangibles, all the defense. and the timely threes he would make on those Lakers team. He wasn't shooting quite as well or as well as he could have done this series, but I mean, he was just an attack dog on defense. Him and Lou Dort just making life hell for the guards and especially like Jamal Murray. I remember constantly this series him just hounding Jamal Murray, like bring the ball up the court. Even in the pick and roll, he wasn't getting screened. Him and Lou Dort, and even like as Case and Wallace would come in and like bring that same type of energy. And so like again, this OKC team, I mean, even though it was got a little tight there for this round, but like they they look to be the probably the best constructed team in the league, and definitely that's left still playing in the playoffs, especially with how things played out for the Celtics. But yeah, so let's move on. One more story, and I do want to give props to Aaron Gordon, man. Not only that he had played through this hamstring injury, played well too. Like he really fought his ass off to like even make it to the game, and then like he still brought some level of athleticism and just movement overall. I mean, basically playing on one leg, like there's only so much you can ask for him, but like, he definitely superseded what low expectations I would have had for a forward playing this OKC team playing on one leg. So I just want to give him props. I mean, I mean, he had some good like paint touches, which was allowing them to collapse the defense some, and he was really he looked a little more. He was not more, but he was actually stayed as dynamic as you would hope he would look like off the on the ball in pick and roll, moving throughout the offense. I think his paint penetration definitely helped get some good looks for Denver. It just was not hitting anything from deep. I mean, I think they shot about 30% in the second quarter. So, I mean, from 3-point line, that was for the Denver Nuggets. It was, and that's where you can kind of feel the tide was turning for the Thunder in the second quarter. And third quarter, like the dam broke, and like it's just like you gotta save the women and children at that point. But yeah, getting back to Aaron Gordon, I mean, overall, this was like a crazy, difficult year for the guy. He lost his brother. Uh, Basically, had become a substitute dad for his brother's children, and then not only that, but coming into this year, he actually changed his shot. I mean, I saw a video on one of these coaches who does like basketball breakdowns, and he was talking about how he changed his shot from being like further away from the body to like more uptight, elbow in, and then a higher, like more straightforward release. I mean, you can look up the stills or like the videos comparing his shot from this year to like his previous shooting form, and like the numbers really. I mean, the change actually it was worth it. Like he was damn near the best shooter on the team. Obviously, or the most consistent shooter on the team for the playoffs. But like even throughout the year, like it was really evident that like he became more of a dynamic part of the offense, not just being in that dunker role, but like being an outlet on the corner threes. Because like his shot was it was good. It was it was damn near elite, I would say. I should pull up what he shot from 3 pointers this year. I'm really sure, definitely sure it was like 40% at least. I just know watching the Nuggets this year, he definitely like gave him a different look from his original role from like that 2023 championship team where he was like being just the elite finisher in that dunker spot and being that alley outlet for Jokic as him and Jamal Murray would do that two-man game. And but I was impressed, and also just like a huge job well done. All right, I got to work on my wordings. Got to start reading more books and all, get my vocabulary up. But like, I just want to give like some kudos to what he had to go through this year, and like even what he had to go through in the playoffs. So yeah, shout out to Aaron Gordon for showing that it's important to like not just be set or be happy with what you're at, but always trying to get better. And he did that. And quite frankly, if he didn't shoot as consistently well as he did throughout these playoffs, they probably would have lost in the previous round to the Clippers. And I don't even feel that is like a hot take to say. He really, I mean, obviously he was like one of the better playoff performers this year, and he really saved them in a lot of games. So, I mean, it could have been a quick story for the Nuggets if he wasn't as good as he was, especially in the playoffs. So kudos to him. Power to him for playing on one leg. Even more power to him for you know, what he's been going through in his personal life. And rest in peace to his brother. And it's really cool to see a player that that gets it down, and he obviously he really showed his mental fortitude this year. Just want to praise him for that. So OKC, but yeah, OKC again, the best is left. They, I mean, if they were in the East, it still wouldn't be a competition. I think the Wolves, which let me just skip over it. Yeah, get to the playoff bracket. I think the Wolves, in terms of the roster profile, they honestly, in terms of all the teams that made the playoffs in the West, I would say it was either been the Wolves or if the Rockets could have found more shooting that have like the right type of roster makeup or team profile to actually make it hard on OKC. Obviously, other than Denver, Denver just took them to 7 games, so let me not disrespect them with that. But like, I just feel like a team to be able to last with a team that's built like OKC. You either need a superstar like Denver Nuggets had, or you need obviously Ant is a superstar as well, but you also need players on that team that can run, that can defend, and can shoot at a consistent basis. The shooting for Minnesota has been a little up and down throughout these playoffs, but I still think I mean Ant when Ant gets hot, I'm it's not lights out, but like he did make the most 3 pointers in this in the regular season. So he's another person who like solidified his shooting form and like added another dimension to his already dynamic offense. But what point am I trying to make? The point I'm trying to make is that like even if you just look at the final 4 teams left in the playoffs, uh, OKC obviously a team that can run, shoot, defend, has size. Timberwolves, a team that can run, shoot, defend, has size. The Pacers, a team that can obviously run, shoot. They stepped up the defense and like this is not just a new thing with the defense for the Pacers. Like a lot of if you look at the numbers in their defensive ratings, they've been top 4, top like 3 maybe in terms of defensive rating going all the way back to like January of this year. So they're not just like a running gun team. They also defend and obviously can shoot, run the jump, and all that great stuff. And then you got your Knicks. The Knicks. Well, the thing about the Knicks is because Tibbs only likes to play his starters, so it's kind of hard to say they're as deep as the other 3 teams left in the playoffs. But like, if you just look at the offensive rating for the starters alone, and just even just how they play, they they essentially with OG and Mikel and Josh Hart can run, defend. You got great shooting with Mikel, Brunson, and Cat, of course. The self-proclaimed greatest shooting big man of all time. But yeah, I'm sure Dirk doesn't like that. But yeah, even OG is when he's on can make a lot of make some timely baskets, some open threes. So essentially another team that can run, shoot, jump, and all that, and defend. Especially a team that's coached by Coach Tibbs. So the point I'm trying to make is like these teams are essentially made up in similar ways, and it's kind of no coincidence that this is your Final Four when it comes to the NBA playoffs. They all do the things that I would say in terms of modern NBA, you need a team that's constructed and that looks like some similarity to one of these 4 teams in order to be able to compete going forward. Because not only are do these teams look like this and they have the players they have, but they are all relatively young. I mean, especially I mean, I don't even want to bring up OKC and like how young they are and how many draft picks they have going forward. They're definitely here for a while. The Pacers are another young team. I mean, I think in terms of veterans and in regards to people that play consistently on the team, Miles Turner is probably their oldest one there, and he's like what 28, 29. So they're definitely set for the present and the future. Timberwolves, of course, with Ant, Mr. Face of the League. They're definitely with him, Jaden McDaniels, even like the kill Alexander Walker, Nas Reed, of course. I like to call him the modern day Lamar Odom. Um, I mean, outside of Mike Conley and maybe Rudy Gobert, like they're definitely they're another team that's like built for the present and the future. And even your Knicks, man. I mean, honestly, everyone on this team for the Knicks are mid to late 20s. So yeah, days are definitely built for the here and now, and for at least the next 2, 3 years, depending on how the contracts shake up. Never know with the second apron. But yeah, point I'm trying to make is like if you're a fan of a team that's especially that didn't make the playoffs, like I'm here in DC, the Wizards, it's been sad for a lot of years, but I'm hoping from someone who lives in DC who's a fan of the Wizards as well as the Lakers. I know it's kind of weird, fan of two teams. Sorry, that's me. But yeah, point I'm trying to make is like even for the Lakers as well. Like Luca's a great offensive player, but that team also doesn't look like any of these four teams that are still left in the NBA playoffs. And I in my humble opinion, I would say like if you want to be a contender in the next 3 to 5 years, you need to look like one of these four teams in terms of like athletic profile, the amount of shooters or shoot people who are capable of making open shots, um, the flow of the offense. Even like I would say the most heliocentric or like ball dominant type of offense left within this four team is maybe OKC because but like Shea's efficiency kind of makes up for that. Like even today, I think he shot 12 for 17. Like I mean, you can be ball dominant if you're going to shoot that efficiently. And like, I wouldn't even call him like a ball hog because they're still the Thunder are still able to move the ball around. Like you had J Dub who also chimed in with 24 points. So again, point like now you need to defend and run, but like offensively, I think you need to look like one of these four teams. Ball dominant just clicked in my head. The Knicks, but like even Bronson does a good job of like getting rid of the ball, if especially if he's getting doubled. And a lot of his offense is just taking advantage of mismatches, or essentially smaller guards. So if he doesn't feel comfortable, he's more than capable of making the play for someone else. And the Knicks have a great drive and kick offense, especially with essentially surrounding Brunson with four shooters, and also Cat can just turn into his own mismatch nightmare. So in conclusion, this long-winded opinion of mine, uh, if you want your team to have a chance to get into the Final Four or to even looking like competitive, they need to be built similar to one of these four teams going forward. Because I think all four of these teams are going to be contenders for the next at least 2 to 3 years. All right. Thank you for indulging me on my first game reaction video. Um, like I said, I'm trying to do this more often. Please, if I missed anything about what's been going on with the playoffs, any observations you may have, drop them in the comments below. Let again, this is a not really a two-way street because I can't really see you, but like I'm hoping to have huge engagement because, you know, I know there's other huge NBA fans out there who just want to talk basketball. We don't want to yell about basketball. We don't want to, get angry over it. We just want to share some opinions, some observations we've seen because, like myself, we all just watching this beautiful game. So yeah, if there's anything I missed about OKC and how good they are, the Knicks and how good they are, the Pacers and how surprising, or if they're not so surprising, you've been hip to how good they've been the whole season, or even with the Wolves. who, they are a 6 seed, but I even said this to one of my friends. Like they, the way they're made up, they're not made up and or built like a regular 6 seed, especially when you have Anthony Edwards and the amount of defensive wings they have on that team and big men, defensive big men, just overall defensive acumen on that team, surrounding such a superstar talent like Anthony Edwards. Yeah, they're not your typical 6 seed. So yeah, if I missed anything, let me know in the comments. Um, excuse me. Uh, if you like this video, please let me know and leave a like. If you don't, just again, constructive criticism. No hate. No hate. I'm just trying to get better. This is literally my second video ever on this channel. So again, just like help me help you. What can I do to get better? Uh, Obviously, production needs to get better, but we're trying. One video at a time. But again, thank you for just clicking the video and listening to my thoughts. Let me know what you think about the NBA playoffs and how good they've been so far in the comments. And until next time, see ya.